Come with Mr. Roman.
I think that is it.
As soon as you stop videoing the...
Dzień dobry, oceniam.
Great, okay, thanks. That's fine, thanks.
Prosimy Cię, nie zważaj na wszelki razie, lecz na wiarę swojego Kościoła. Zgodnie Pan prezydent nam teraz dokonuje odsłonięcia tablicy pamiątkowej, a po odsłonięciu tablicy przez pana prezydenta ksiądz biskup Szczepan Wesoły dokona poświęcenia tablicy.
Adiutorium nostrum in nomine Domini. Dominus vobiscum.
Et cum spiritu tuo.
Oremus. Deus quis verbo sanctificantur omnia. Benedictionem tuam abunde super cum lapidem, et presta ut quisquis eum secundum legem et voluntatem tuam cum gratiarum actione usus pueri, per invocationem sanctisqui nominis tui corpori sanitatem et anime tutelam et te auctore percipiam. Per Christum Dominum nostrum. Amen.
Niech Pan błogosławi uprzejmożony, Oh, lovely to see you all.
Distinguished guests, the Lady Mayor will unveil the plaque, the duplicate plaque, replica.
Beautiful. You know, during the war, some of these boys were billeted with me, and I was telling my daughter today, I don't know whether it is the original flag you've got, but if it is, I put the first stitch in that for you.
My name is Martin, and I'm your Toastmaster. So will you kindly stand up, please? For the chairman, Mr. Tadeusz Roman. Mr. Wybraniec, Mr. Jeziorski and Mrs. Jeziorska, and Mr. Ostrowski. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the President. Lady Kaczorowska and AD Squadron Leader Tadeusz Anders. Please be seated. Address of welcome will be by Vice President of Polish Air Force Association, Chairman of the Polish Air Force Association Blackpool branch, Mr. Tadeusz Roman.
His Excellency President and Lady Kaczorowska, His Excellency Bishop Wesoły, Her Worshipful Mayor, Lady Marshal Sir Frederick and Lady Rosier, Air Vice Marshal and Mrs. Meisner, Reverend Fathers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I have a great honor and pleasure to welcome you to our dedication of an unveiling of the plaque commemorating Polish Air Force based in Blackpool during the last year. On behalf of the committee of the Eagle Club, Polish Air Force Association Blackpool branch, I welcome you all and I hope you will spend the evening very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for His Excellency Right Reverend Bishop Stefan Wesoły, who will say grace.
Pobłogosław Panie Boże nas, pobłogosław te dary, pobłogosław tych, którzy je przygotowali i dozwól nam, korzystając z tych darów i siedząc przy wspólnych stołach, cieszyć się wzajemną radością i miłością przez Chrystusa Pana naszego. W imię Ojca i Syna i Ducha Świętego.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Quello poi se ne so,
Whatever you do, don't miss me out. I'm too late.
Can I be in it too?
Ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for Air Vice Marshal Alexander Meissner, President of the Polish Air Force Association, who will propose the loyal toast.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I ask you to be upstanding for the Queen and the Duke of Lancaster. The Queen and the Duke of Lancaster.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for Air Chief Marshal Sir Rozier, Chairman of the Polish Airmen Appeal, member of the Polish Air Force Association Honorary Committee, who will propose toast to His Excellency President.
Excellency, the President.
Jeszcze Polska nie zginęła, powierzchni jej, co nam obca przemoc wzięła, szablą kieszeni. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, z ziemi włoskiej do Polski, za twoim przewodem złączę się z narodem. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, z ziemi włoskiej do Polski, za twoim przewodem złączę się z narodem. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Lady Mayor and Lady Mayoress have to leave us because they have another function, so she wishes to say a few words.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, I do thank you on behalf of myself and my mayoress for inviting us along with you today. It has been wonderful, and I mean wonderful. And believe me, I never knew I was so popular. Everybody seemed to want me at once. But I intended making this my first effort today, and I think it's been wonderful of you to have us. So I do hope that you will excuse us both for leaving you, and I do wish you all compliments of the season and a very good New Year. Thank you very much.
Before departure of Lady Mary, we shall sing Stola. Stola, stola, niech żyje, żyje nam. Stola, stola, niech żyje, żyje nam. Jeszcze raz, niech żyje, żyje nam. Niech Ladies and gentlemen, you have your chairman permission to smoke. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for His Excellency the President. Panie Prezydencie, proszę.
Ekscelencjo, Panie Przewodniczący, dostojni goście, drodzy lotnicy, Szanowni Państwo. 50 lat minęło od bolesnego dla nas Polaków dnia 1 września 1939 roku, gdy eskadry polskiego lotnictwa wystartowały rankiem do walki z przeważającymi siłami napastnika, który bez wypowiedzenia wojny i niesprowokowany zaatakował naszą ojczyznę i od tej chwili przez przeszło 5 lat na wszystkich frontach II wojny światowej naród nasz cały nie ustawał w walce o wydartą mu przemocą wolność. Była to walka z zaplanowanym przez naszych wrogów wyniszczeniem narodu polskiego. Zbyt dobrze znana jest nam historia wysiłku lotnictwa polskiego w walkach wrześniowych 1939 roku, aby ją dziś powtarzać. Przeciw potędze niemieckiej stanęła pierwsza Polska, choć słabo uzbrojona, a jednak zdecydowana walczyć, wierząc w zwycięstwo sprzymierzonych narodów, u boku których stanęła. Dziś z dystansu lat wyłania się jedna prawda. Zmogła nas jedynie ilość wojennego sprzętu nieprzyjaciela. Duch naszego narodu, który ciężar obrony wziął na swe barki, pozostał niepobity. Duch naszego lotnictwa, jak również wyszkolenie jego personelu latającego i obsługi ziemnej były doskonałe. Lotnik polski, który w czasach pokoju barwnym mundurem zdobił ulice Warszawy i innych miast polskich, bił się znakomicie. Ciężkim sercem opuszczaliśmy ojczyznę, której nie mogliśmy obronić. W czasie naszej wędrówki do dalszej walki z utęsknieniem marzyliśmy o jednym – o sprzęcie wyborowym i w dostatecznej ilości. Wy, lotnicy, zdrowym instynktem wiedzeni, zrozumieliście przyczynę lotniczej porażki na tym tylko odcinku. Nie zachwiała się wasza ambicja i chęć odwetu. Duża część lotniczego personelu znalazła się we Francji, gotowa do dalszej walki. I znów wielkie rozczarowanie, bo wystarczało samolotów zaledwie dla małej tylko garstki organizującego się lotnictwa polskiego. Trzeci etap naszych walk rozpoczęliśmy w Wielkiej Brytanii, gdzie lotnicy po upadku Francji połączyli się z grupą, która wcześniej tu się znalazła i która wcielona była do rezerwy lotnictwa brytyjskiego. Przygarnięcie pod strzechy brytyjskie było dokonane na podstawie prawa morskiego ustanowionego kilkaset lat przedtem, które pozwalało rozbitkom lądować na wyspach brytyjskich. Praktyka ta była zastosowana w stosunku do lotników do czasu podpisania umowy w 1940 rokiem między rządami brytyjskim i polskim. Przybyliście do Anglii różnymi drogami, ale skierowani byliście do jednego miasta, właśnie do Blackpool, które zostało ustalone jako punkt zborny lotników polskich. Przybyliście tu w samą porę, bo tuż przed rozpoczęciem bitwy o Wielką Brytanię, której sława lotników polskich rozeszła się po całym świecie. Polska baza zborna Blackpool była w II wojnie światowej najwcześniejszym ośrodkiem zbornym lotników polskich, bo powstała w czerwcu 1940 roku. Miesiąc później ośrodek ten został przemianowany na Centrum Szkolenia Lotniczego. W listopadzie 1942 roku powstała w Blackpool delegatura Inspektoratu Lotnictwa, podnosząc tym samym wagę tego ośrodka, a w kwietniu 1944 roku delegaturę tę przemianowano na bazę polskich sił powietrznych. Tutaj gromadził się personel lotniczy przed przydziałem do jednostek bojowych, względnie szkolnych, i tym samym należy podkreślić niezaprzeczalne znaczenie tej bazy. Jej wkład do zwycięskiego zakończenia wojny jest utrwalony słowami wyrytymi w brązie tablicy pamiątkowej, której uroczystego odsłonięcia miałem zaszczyt dziś dokonać w kościele Secret House. A jej replika została odsłonięta przemocnego na tym przyjęciu prezydenta miasta Blackpool, panią Mary Bounce. Tutaj, w tym polskim ośrodku Stowarzyszenia Lotników Polskich, którego 35-lecie istnienia uroczyście obchodziliście w październiku 1986 roku w obecności mojego poprzednika, świętej pamięci Kazimierza Sabata. Tablica ta ma być świadectwem dla potomnych i przypominać o bohaterskiej służbie lotników polskich. W ośrodku tym, tak jak wielu innych, lotnicy dobrze rozumiejąc życie emigracji, podjęli nowy rodzaj zadań, które narzuciły nam Polakom układy jałtańskie. W waszej pracy społecznej i charytatywno-humanitarnej w Blackpool, której przy wydajnej pomocy waszych rodzin przodowała akcja pomocy materialnej krajowi, daliście wyraz głębokiego patriotyzmu zasługujący na gorące słowa uznania. Lotnictwo było zawsze, nawet w najczarniejszych godzinach, w których wam los nie skąpił, zwartą gromadą przepojoną jedną myślą i jednym celem, nawet po jego rozwiązaniu służenia ojczyźnie. Dziś otwiera się przed nami nowy odcinek drogi, może równie trudny. Kraj nasz zrzuca jarzmo komunistycznego sowieckiego systemu. Wierzymy, że wysiłki naszych rodaków w Polsce nie pójdą na marne. Wierzymy, że obudzi się sumienie świata zachodniego i udzielą potrzebnej pomocy Polsce, co leży tak samo w jego własnym interesie. Ta nasza wiara, wzmożona głosem stolicy Piotrowej, każe nam dalej twardo stać w obronie tych wartości, o które walczyliśmy w czasie wojny i w czasie pokoju. Ta nasza wiara pozwoli nam nadal zachować te cechy, którymi zadziwiliśmy świat. Żarliwa miłość ojczyzny, bezwzględna solidarność i zwartość w walce o całą, niepodzielną i prawdziwie suwerenną Polskę. Oto też prosiliśmy Boga w dzisiejszej mszy świętej.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for Air Chief Marshal Sir Frederick Rozier.
Your Excellency and Madam Kaczorowska, Your Excellency the Bishop, Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. We got back from overseas last weekend. Went to our place in London and I found this in the post. Looking down it, I saw that I should make an address. Quite naturally, I wondered what I should talk about. And I had the odd ideas, and I've discarded them. And I've discarded them because of that service this afternoon. I'm not well acquainted with Polish. By far the expression I've used more than any is Nostrovia. Probably far too many Nostrovias for my health. But it didn't matter. I thought that service was simple and most moving. And I think I started to be moved when all those colours came in at the start of the service. And I was looking to see what words were on these various colours. And as those colours went past, oh, the odd memories came floating through. Then I thought maybe I could do no better than probably talking about some of those memories. And as far as you are concerned, my friends, as the mayor said, it started in 1940 when I had two young Polish pilot officers in my squadron at Norfolk. Stefan and Popowski. And I was able to talk to these chaps and they were able to talk to me. But at the same time at Norfolk there was a squadron, a Polish squadron, 303, and it was very difficult with 303 because very, very few could speak English. And in fact, our operations were difficult, I think, because we went off sometimes in a wing of 3 squadrons, and we used to take it in turns with 3 squadron commanders to lead the wing, because of that language deficiency. So that at the end of 1940, my real knowledge, I suppose, and acquaintance with the Poles was through those 2 young pilot officers I had in my squadron. And at the end of this year, at the end of that year, I brought my squadron up here to speak. And we came up for a rest. And it coincided, you will remember, with the night raids against Liverpool. And I used to come along and bring my Hurricane up here to Squires Gate with two of my sergeant pilots, and we used to fly at night from Squires Gate to try and intercept things which were coming against Liverpool. Incidentally, we were not successful. We saw the odd one occasionally, but by the time you turned and so on, it had gone. Of course, it was in the days when there was no radar and you relied completely on sight. And then I went out to the desert, and I came back from the desert in when we got to Tripoli in February '43. Came back to England, and the Commander-in-Chief of Fighter Command at that time had sent for me, and he said, Rosie, I know all you've been doing. What you need is a good rest. Go off and have a good holiday. And I said to him, well, I've already been told I've been posted to Army Co-op Command. He said, oh, don't worry about that. He said, go off and have a good holiday. So off I went, and my wife and I lived together for almost the first time since we got married in September '39. No, we didn't get married yet. And we went to a place in North Wales, a place close to where we've got our cottage now. And this Commander-in-Chief said to me, go and take over Aston Down, you'll be there for 6 months, and then I'll get you another job. And I went to Aston Down, and 6 months later, almost to the day, I was posted to command Northwood. And there I really met the Poles in strength. I had 4 squadrons at Northwood. 3 of them were Polish squadrons, and I also had operational control over the 2 Polish squadrons at Heston, and I got to know it. There was a great man there. Well, my contact at my level was Group Captain Rolski, but the great man there was Gapshevich. And Gapshevich was the wing commander flying, an absolute tower of strength, a big man in all respects, and a chap I admired greatly. Not that I didn't have problems, I had great problems. There were times when my squadron leader admin would come in and say, I'm terribly sorry, sir, he'd say. Incidentally, I was 27 years of age at that time, and my squadron leader A, I suppose, was 50. Or he'd come in to me and he'd say, we've another great problem, so we're about 3,000 blankets deficient. And I'd look at him and I'd say, don't worry, Fred. And then he'd come to me again and he'd say, we lost another pig last night. And again I'd say, don't worry, Fred, I bet you any amount in 2 days' time I'll be invited to a squadron Polish party and be served with the most magnificent Polish sausage. And then I remember a thing which they presented me, the Poles presented me, with a handmade silver cigarette case, which I have handed on to my eldest son. And then at the start of 131 wing, when it had been decided that the Polish wing would take part in the invasion and go all the way up, And it came to the day when I was almost leaving, but not quite. I was still there, and the Polish wing left. I'm terribly sorry to tell you that I stopped the convoy and said, you'd better look in 2 or 3 places, where we were able to find various missing pieces of the mess, and places like that, which certain people thought that they would take up to Germany, and I was determined that they would stay in Norfolk. And then I was posted to the Tactical Air Force, and in the group, 131 wing was in the group. And I followed them and their fortunes all the way up to Germany. In fact, I visited them on New Year's Eve 1944, and I thought what a great pity I hadn't stayed the night with them. Instead, because of that great victory they had on New Year's Day, instead of which I went to a party alongside that golf course at Sandeli Westrum, and then I started driving back to where we had our headquarters in Holland, and stopped at dawn at Antwerp-Deurne, just in time for that raid, and I found myself in a slip trench with Dennis Gillum, who some of you may remember, who had one, whatever it was, wing, Typhoon wing, lying on top of it as that happened. And then the years passed, and I kept in touch, in particular with Gacevich. And it eventually led to a very much closer relationship again with the Polish Air Force. And I was invited with General Anders to unveil that plaque in St. Clement Danes. And then later on, as I took over some responsibility for trying to get money for your benevolent fund, there was an evening when I was with Oleg Gacevich, and he spoke to me, and I shall never forget his words. And then he died that night, and then I did the address at St. Clement Danes at his memorial service. So, no, I won't finish there. And last October, on October the 3rd, I was privileged to unveil a memorial at Newark, in your cemetery at Newark, to unveil a memorial for those people, gallant people, who were killed when they were trying to support Warsaw in August and September 1944. The ones who flew from Italy, Poles, British, Commonwealth, South Africans, who are faced with that terrible job of trying to drop ammunition, arms, food to those who'd risen up in Warsaw when those Russians were close and had asked everyone to rise up, and they did nothing whatsoever about it. And you know that those sorties of theirs were awful. They couldn't be done all at night. So it was a question of leaving their bases, flying at night to Warsaw, coming down low so that they would try to drop their arms in the right place, where the ack-ack fire was intense, and then flying back, and part of their route back was in daylight. these night bombers survived, and their casualties were enormous. Well, that was a most moving ceremony, and I was delighted to take part. Privileged. Just as I'm privileged to be here and to talk to you this evening. And I must say, I hand it to you, Mr. Chairman, for organising this today. Incidentally, he was one of those who took part. And like the mayor, unfortunately she isn't here to hold my hand, I too wish you well. My wife and myself wish you well and a very good Christmas, and I sincerely hope that the powers that be, not only in this country but in the rest of the free world, don't look at things that are happening in Eastern Europe in too euphoric terms, thinking that everything is going to be marvellous from now onwards. It's tremendous what has happened. I always knew that something would happen and that vile communist world would gradually disintegrate, but it's happened far quicker than one ever imagined. But you can't rise up from years and years of being brought down with the school children all being taught just what some of those awful people wanted them to be taught. You can't suddenly change in a few months. It's going to take time. And I sincerely hope that during that time that common sense will prevail. And that people will not be crying, let's unify Germany immediately. Because it's one of the things that I've always worried about and will continue to worry about. It is, I don't want a strong, resurgent, big power in Europe who can do things as they've done for years and years and maybe do again. Well, I don't think I've got to propose any more toasts, have I? Well, I'm going to. Will you stand up with me? We'll propose a toast to all of you, to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for reflecting your pleasant memory with us to us. You are greatly appreciated. Thank you very much indeed. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for Air Vice Marshal Alexander Meisner, who will respond.
After the Lord Mayor's toast, good comes to dusk. I know that you have sympathy with me, the third and last speaker tonight. I think by fighter pilot parlance, it would be the tail end Charlie, who had to prepare his speech without knowing what the two previous speakers will say about, and as a result, he ended up with a useless piece of paper. So I hope you'll forgive me a certain amount of improvisation. Tomorrow happens to be the United Nations Day of Human Rights. And without detracting in any way from the excellent speeches we have had tonight, it struck me that after-dinner speeches are contrary to the Charter of Human Rights. Take you, the audience. You have just had a splendid meal. You are well wined. You have got a glass of port or brandy in front of you. You are lit up with cigars and cigarettes. You wish to entertain and have pleasant talk with your neighbors, and you can't. You have to listen to us talking here in Brytanii. It reminds me of the story of the Master of Ceremonies, who came up to the speaker of the night and said, "Would you like to make a speech now, sir, or shall we let them enjoy themselves a bit longer?" But I'm sorry, you can't. But don't think it's only you, the audience, who are so affected. The speakers too, their human rights are badly done by. Because having looked to enjoying their meal, and however experienced a speaker you are, there comes a moment in the middle, sort of halfway through the main course, when you begin to worry about your speech. Am I going to say the right thing? Are they going to understand my jokes? Are they going to laugh in the right places? Is my voice going to let me down? And so they go quieter and quieter. They talk less and less to their charming company on either side, till their companions ask them, "Are you all right?" But much of this worry is, of course, quite unnecessary. I certainly don't worry anymore about the content of my speech. I was listening the other day to the way that our members of parliament are instructed in the art of speaking before the introduction of television to the House of Commons. And they are told that the impact of one's speech comes 50% from one's personality, 40% from one's turnout, and only 10% from what one has got to say. So I no longer worry what I'm going to say. I just go to the hairdresser, I choose a nice shirt and tie, and a decent suit, and I apply some expensive aftershave, and the rest will take care of itself. And this is much better than having sleepless nights, worrying for the inspiration of what to say, or spending hours at the typewriter typing it up. But of course tonight's subject is a very special one, and as the last speaker, it is my privilege, duty and pleasure to say a few words about our hosts, the Blackpool branch of the Polish Airport Association. Now the reason why this branch should be one of the foremost branches in the association, and I say one of the foremost branches decidedly because the chairman of the London branch is somewhere around here. It's very easy to deduce. You, Mr. President, explained the role of Blackpool over the war years, and of course it welcomed us when we first arrived here, and it's here that the most enterprising among us found our spouses, decided to settle. It was here that for many years we had this splendid club, club premises. But, ladies and gentlemen, however good the premises are, they would be not worth anything at all without the people to run. And here, I believe, and I was going to thank the Lady Mayor about this, for this, here at Blackpool came to our help. Because it must be the fresh, embracing sea breezes that keep people in Blackpool young and energetic, with the result that they are blessed here with a great management team. Not only do they run the efficient and welcoming club, they respond most readily to all our requests for organizing meetings, providing standard parties, and most importantly, they do make a profit in this Thank you, Blackpool, for all you have done for this city, for Poland, and for our association. I wish you all here a very happy Christmas, a happy New Year, and I would be very grateful if all guests here tonight could be upstanding with me to sing a toast to the Blackpool dance and the World Association, coupled with the name of Tadeusz Roman and his splendid team. Thank you. Thank you. Blackpool and the team.
Thank you very much, sir, for excellent speech and proposing those to our chairman and the committee. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, closing message of thanks will be by our chairman, Mr. Tadeusz Roman.
Well, there is nothing much more that I can say except to thank everybody for attending our today's celebration of unveiling the commemorative flag in the church and a replica in our club. But I would like to thank especially people who came from far away, especially His Excellency, the President and Lady Kaczorowska, the Bishop who came from Rome for this marvelous service in church today, Sir Frederick and Lady Roger for coming as well from far away, and for Sir Frederick for such marvelous speech about Poland, supporting. We know that we've got so many good friends. Our President, Air Vice Marshal Meisner and Lady Meisner, but I must mention here this, today's celebration wouldn't be possible if we didn't have permission from Father Leng and Father Marsden from the Church of Sacred Heart. Also, I must thank the committee, my committee, because I know they've worked very hard, and our ladies section, because without them, I don't think we could put this feast today. Also the staff, kitchen staff, and restaurant staff. But most important is you, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for attending. I wish you a Merry Christmas, happy, prosperous, and healthy New Year, and God bless you.
Closing this pleasant evening, we would like to sing to our guest of honor our very popular hymn or song, what we always wish 100 years, everyone, for a long and happy life. So that will be 100 lat. 100 lat, 100 lat, nie żyj